I was recently interviewed and asked to provide some examples of business opportunities that ServiceNow AI could pursue within the finance industry. Now, the question's a little bit puzzling. I think the main part that was missing from the question was that AI is subjective. There is no learning curve, there's really no slope. It's more of a change in behavior and the way that you prompt uh, the question, or the way that you prompt the project that you're trying to work with. What I've done is I took that question and using prompted engineering, essentially try to come up with some opportunities here. So again, I rewrote the question in a way using prompts to see if I can get some ideas. Here are some of the ideas that were generated that could be potential opportunities for for AI that ServiceNow could pursue. Now, again, the main part here is it's subjective, right? It is the results that that I'm being generated are based on what I think. It's sort of I'm influencing the way that this, the different scenarios or different opportunities that are displayed are based on how I'm leading, um, how I'm leading the AI to potentially, look at the large language model, right? Look at all these vectors and then come up with ideas. Um, so I found these results, and then I went in again using the subjective part of it. I tried to say, well, how do we apply it, for instance, to a trade desk? And there's another opportunity that came up where we apply it at a trade desk. Here's some examples on here. There are multiple ways to apply this. There's also, if I was a portfolio manager and I'm constructing a financial portfolio, how do I, what sort of features can I use for this? Again, it's subjective. It is what it's following my my input, right? It's trying to come up with whatever output it's coming up. I can keep building on it. So, that's the I think that's where was what was missing from the question. Again, keeping in mind that AI is subjective and it's prompt driven. Remember that LLMs are essentially they're massive data sets. And every data set has these tokens and vectors. So, you know, using that example where we were looking for opportunities for ServiceNow AI, we came up with this number 5 here. As a portfolio manager, how can you use ServiceNow AI? And I decided, let's go deep. Let's go down a few levels. And so, I think this what was missing from the actual question itself, that it's going to give me the results that I am prompting, that I'm putting in here. All the input that I'm putting in, it's the results that are going to apply. So um, I went a level deeper, and I essentially started, creating new prompts that I wanted to come up with the 5, U.S. publicly traded solar companies. And from then on, just wanted to see what the performance was, and then, to give me an idea or a prediction, essentially, of what would happen when the U.S. stops, providing the rebate credits at the end of 2025. Again, this is very subjective. It is what I want, right? I led the AI into creating this list. And so, there is no right answer for that question, right? Because, you know, it is what I input in here. It's what I said I wanted it to do with it. So, okay, so we have identified essentially a business opportunity, which was that we wanted to track what would happen to these 5 U.S. solar companies at the end of 2025. The model gave us a prediction based on the prompts that I've used. And again, because AI is prompt driven, I said, well, now that we selected a use case, or I don't like using the word use case because that's really inhibits the creativity that is AI. So just using the prompts, what I wanted to do was I said I wanted to pursue this opportunity, And I wanted to generate essentially a tool within ServiceNow that we can provide to portfolio managers for them to create their portfolio. So I just said, okay, help me create this tool on the ServiceNow platform, and capture all the code that I would need. So literally just created all the code that I'm going to need to build the actual tool itself, and any APIs or data that we need to call. And I wanted to make it dynamic. So you can go into the actual tool itself. This is what it will look like. You can change the verticals or the industry to whatever it is that you want, and then change your tickers on here. So this is just one use case, but I wanted to highlight it and say that it is AI. It's limitless, and it's also subjective to what the inputs of the person are that would generate the outputs.